All right, my question to you is aimed at Trump's pro-life perspective on the abortion issue, and that is, why do you believe in pro-life policies and like the pro-life movement, but only up until the point of birth? Why does pro-life not continue to extend past birth into the child's life and supporting free school lunches and extended maternal leave and adding to SNAP benefits to help reduce the number of children in poverty? And why do you support pro-life only until the child is born?
Well, everything we support is pro-life. That's why we want more police on the streets so that crime goes down. We also want a border to make sure that when that kid grows up, they're actually part of a country. We want tax cuts so that those families can actually feed their kids. To those elements, though, I think there's something disturbing when we look to the government to feed our kids. Now, necessary in times that, to feed kids, we should step in. But is government really the first step to try to make sure a kid has a meal?
But is that not,
and just so we are
about verbatim quotes from those from that Bible and Jesus that you're always talking about?
Yes, well, hold on.
Feed the hungry and clothe the poor and support everybody.
That's a third and fourth important point.
Yeah.
That's where I believe Christian charities and churches should step up and feed and to clothe and to be a helping hand, not government. In fact, we used to be a country that we had a lot more private charities going and helping people in need. In fact, I would make a contention, if the government cut all of its social welfare, every church would step up to make sure that no kid went hungry in this country and that no kid would die of starvation. We are a very generous people. And what we have found in Europe, when the government grows to such an extent, private charity basically goes under. Also, I do want to make sure it's clear, child starvation is not an issue in this country. 5 to 10% of kids experience what they call food insecurity. That's like a very opaque term. But 50% of our children are obese or overweight.
Yeah.
We do not have a child starvation issue. We have a child obesity problem. We're feeding our kids too much of the bad food, not too little of food that they need.
Yeah.
Finally, so
those two issues do go hand in hand, because lower income families are not able to afford.
See, that's actually not true.
Higher nutrition, or the more nutritious, healthier foods that
they make a conscious choice to buy bad stuff. Study after study shows
that bad stuff is cheaper, and they can get more food that way. They can't afford to eat fancy, local, organic Caesar salads from Whole Foods. They can afford to eat